Hello everybody, welcome to a fresh Saturday video. So this video probably got about 5 PM UK time, and yeah, I've been busy with stuff today. Went to view a house, funny enough, as me and Em try and sort out our housing situation, which I'll probably update you on towards the end of the year. But I want to get right into this video and talk about Incursions. So I've had a good opportunity to play through Incursions. I'm playing as much as I possibly can. At the moment, I've had an opportunity to do... I just finished off a grind into threat level 5. I've done up to room 15, as, you know, that's all you really need to do. I've just done threat level 1. I'm going to do threat level 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then drop into threat level 6. The reason I'm approaching it by this way is just that I can grab as much of the currency as possible for some future videos I want to do, but also to buy some stuff in the Incursion store, which probably revives health potions before the timer, you know, ends on a 7-day cycle. So the kind of what I really want to do is just stack on as many revives and health potions for Incursions, as then I'll go into sector 6, and anything left over I'll just use in the future update. Because do bear in mind, something to point out is there's going to be a further change to Incursions, which will be dropped in after this side quest. So even though we've got an exclusive side quest that is very much just about Incursions, a new version of it, or slightly similar to what we've seen now, plus maybe reward changes and also store changes are going to be put in next month. So that's why we haven't seen so many of the Incursion artifacts, because there's going to be special items going into the Incursion store, including a special crystal, which will probably cost an arm and a leg. And obviously these are the things that I want to save up for before I do the Sector 6 run. But I wanted to do more of an assessment-based video going on Incursions, because there's been some great changes, some changes that Kabam have missed out, which I am a little bit disappointed they haven't done yet, but it has been going in a positive direction. So that's what I want to do in this video, is just break things down. We're going to throw some footage over the top of this when I'm talking, so you can just see something different to what you see on screen from this. So there's a little bit of gameplay and stuff, just as I'm talking about certain things. So, where to begin? I'm going to talk about something that I don't like in Incursions. Something that I feel Kabam should have changed, but they haven't. Skip SP3. A lot of the times with champions, it may be a case on your rotation. Not complete, not this month. I don't think there's many SP3 rotating champions. But I'm sure you might be thinking to yourself, well, I'm using an SP3. Why can't I skip the SP3? Weird, isn't it? That's something I've thought Kabam would kind of put into this and haven't. So I would recommend to Kabam to go and sort this out, just to make this kind of like the ease of it just like better. So one good thing that I absolutely love is the map change. So if I remember rightly, it's the same amount of fights that you do, which is like 3 fights per zone. And that's great, by the way. That's great to see. I can't fault it. I really like it. There's some stuff when it comes to the map and the nodes, and we're going to go over it in a minute, but I like the fact that you get this choice. Now, there's some problems I have when it comes to pickups and RNG. Again, I'll talk about in a second, but I like the flow of it. I like the flow that you get choice. You get choice either to go up to a skip champion, or not skip champion, add champion, swap champion, sorry, and then over to, you know, a team revive, or a single champion revive, or single champion health potion. Or you get that choice of chance and going in a different direction. It's a little bit better and compact. I like the style of it. I think it looks good. I was hoping that it would go from left to right as opposed to down to up. But, look, you know, that's just a personal preference. I did think that we'd have a different kind of vibe and direction with it. But, look, it's good. I like it. I think it's a bit better. But, of course, there's some negatives to it. So one of the negatives is champions, enemy champions. First of all, defenders. Sometimes it's really great. I'd say it's still a little bit better than it was before when the type of champions. Look, if you've got Ebony Moore on there, that's a problem. It's specific, yes. Does it mean that kind of going through this particular route here to get these kind of little boosts, these pickup boosts? Look, you're going to be forced down that particular narrative. Nodes, of course, are going to be unfair at times. Here's the thing. It's a little bit better. I would have liked for lots better. Lots better to me would be just like fairer champions, like saying more of champions, more of Black Widow clairvoyance. Rather than see these specific based interaction fights like, oh, Vision. You would need a champion that is going to be able to specifically deal with how the champion is. Like if a champion has the miss as part of their kit, sorry, that's a bad way to explain it. If a champion's got miss as part of their kit, then having a counter for it. Night crawlers, So therefore you need your evade immunity champions. Or you have to do the tedious parry heavying kind of like elements are taken on some of these champions. It just, look, I understand Kabam's got to make it challenging, but there's a difference between making it challenging and fair. So RNG factors a lot more into this. It gets worse with RNG with stuff. The next thing I would say that kind of like goes hand in hand with defenders and champions is enemy AI. It's a little bit better, but it's not brilliant. AI in general, it's just not good. Like defender AI in certain game modes can be very, very annoying. Annoying because it's like, hang on, the champion's holding a load of special attacks. It's gaining power. Oh, wait, they got an SP3 because they're not deciding to throw any special attacks. I'm now dead. And that isn't good. That's not fair. That's not decent. That's not, looking after the player base. Granted, there are times when it just flows really well, but I think this is because at the moment we have the side quest at 99 zones for the hacks. So basically means you don't have to worry about doing a lot of damage. You got champions doing a lot of damage. So you out damage any of the enemies you face off against. Right, so let's quickly touch on the difficulty curve. Now, obviously I'm not doing anything too difficult in the video because I want to look at the camera and talk at the same time, so I'm not really going to be overly concentrating. But look, yeah, and I'm doing threat level 2. It's a bit of a weird one when it comes to the difficulty curve. I think that players will start feeling the difficulty when it reaches to the likes of threat level 5, and then when it gets into threat level 6, that's something that definitely kind of like tunes into that difficulty curve. And a lot of the time that will be down to skill. There's a lot of people that have done very, very well, very successfully on, we've even covered it, like on Twitter. People have been able to smash room 25, zone 25 of sector 6. And those players are playing very well, very skilled. It's still a case with incursions that if you get a mistake, the AI has been passive, or it's just being, you get a rough run, whether or not you face up against a photon. If you get up against a Vox, it ain't too bad. But this month, having those particular champions, especially when it comes to Photon, and even more especially when it comes to how the champion is geared, it can be very, very frustrating. So, look, anything can really happen with this, but obviously the AI there did that. In other games, in like Sector 6, I would be, hit into like basicked into oblivion right there after that special went in. It's just a case of like the response time. The AI that you find in threat levels 1 to 3 is very different to what you find in 4, 5, 6, more so with 5, 6, but that's down to the court of MCOC community opinion on the matter. Anyway, let's just finish up with some final thoughts on Incursions. So I do like the new setup. I think that it's really good. It's going in a strong way. I want to see what Kabam are going to do to it in September. A lot of things will need to be kind of like looked into. I would say as well, I don't like the randomization of some of the pickup hacks. So the choice nodes, the ones that have the survivor and assault ones, mainly because they're just too randomized. And I don't know if I mentioned this video, I don't know if I cut it, but I might repeat myself again. The double pickup of, like, I had basically health 4 times. So the randomization was that I'd just be stacking my health. And a lot of the time that's the problem of going, right, well, I kind of need something that's a bit of attack. Or just attack, a little bit of attack, and just a little bit of health. Because I need to be on the front foot. I need to be doing damage. I need to be doing it quickly. A lot of the time, pace, it can be very important to stuff. Rather than kind of like longevity and... the damage through the block is quite severe, so you need a champion that's got a high lot of block proficiency. You may be wanting to get armor going into it. And I don't know if this is because this is just this side quest and you get all the stuff at the moment as a permanent. You get permanent hacks. So that's something that's good, but that's not something that's permanent. That's not a permanent feature. So you kind of like get the feeling that may be a bit of an issue going into next month. Now, look, if you're skilled at the game, a lot of people have already done zone 25, then look, zone 25 of sector 6, then I just don't think a lot of things will concern you about incursions. And will incursions be something you won't do? It may be for those skilled people. They may kind of like dip into it if the rewards are good. But But I like the pace. I like the changes. I'm enjoying myself thus far. As I said, Sector 5, blasted through that. Wasn't too bad. There was a few instances where I think I used one revive towards the end. And that is just because I had some really dodgy AI with Photon that really did piss me off. But again, it's the same thing. You know, if AI was good in this game, I'm sure Kabam wouldn't make any money from anything, because, you know, Kabam want you to be frustrated in content, so you don't do it, you don't one-shot it. You know, that's plays into Kabam's benefit. I mean, obviously I decided to buy with my currency, or I think units. I think I made a mistake and bought with the units. I bought like one revive with that, and managed to kind of go through it. But it's like, yeah, you means to an end, with that one. But I like a lot of the changes. I think Kabam's done a very good job with the map layout. I love that. I love this. I think it's good. I think it's just going to be a case of like how this is going into the new iteration in September, as I said. But what's everyone's thoughts on Incursions? Do you like this better than the last iteration that came in? Thoughts in the comment section. And I'll see you probably tomorrow. I need a little bit of a break, I think, and just kind of like figure out what I'm doing. There's a fun little video with them coming out tomorrow, and then got some fresh content, I think, coming out on the evening. So I look forward to seeing that. And then we've got a big load of videos planned for next week. So cheers, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.